everybody, welcome back to the channel. Happy Wednesday. It is hump day, and for hump day this week we are going to do a reading on mindfulness. I sort of used the elements of mindfulness and came up with a spread. We haven't done this in a while, and because of the reading from Monday on our weekly energy, and because this shift has been happening, and also because we're moving into a new month, I thought, hey, why not? Let's give this a shot. So we've got the Sacred Traveler Oracle and postcards from Spirit for today's reading. Thank you so much for being here. Please make sure that you hit that thumbs up. Lots of people watch these videos. Many don't leave a thumbs up, and comments, thumbs up, subscriptions, of course, all of those things help the channel, and I really appreciate that support. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we're going to give these a good shuffle. So what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is the mental state that is achieved when we focus our awareness on the present moment, while we calmly acknowledge and accept our feelings, our thoughts, our body's reactions and sensations. Now, there are 5 elements of mindfulness, and we're going to pull a card for each of those elements. And this is, these elements are used in a different way, but as a therapeutic technique. So if you go to therapy, say you have anxiety, or for example, like I do, you may have come across this with your therapist. This is to help you break down what's happening versus how you view something that's happening, or how something is affecting you versus how you feel it's affecting you, to be able to, sort things out and get a nice, clear picture, if that makes sense. All right, here we go. We need 5 cards for the 5 elements of mindfulness. Love these cards. I love the purple and the cards. I love the pattern on the cards. I love the messages on the cards. All right. First element of mindfulness is awareness. And we have staying focused, hold the course. So awareness is, your reality, your perception of your reality. The difference between rational and irrational, really. This is like, that old game of telephone that we all used to play when we were little, how, you tell one person and then that person tells another person, and by the time it gets to the end, the message has completely changed. Don't get caught up in the details. Not saying that you shouldn't pay attention to the details, but we can't be put off course by a detail. We have to stay focused. We have to hold the course, because there's a big picture, right? There's a destination, there's an end. This is where we want to go. So we can't, like, oh my gosh, roadblock, panic, and only focus on the roadblock and forget, where we were headed in the first place. Our next card is intention. What is the intention? Now, if we're thinking about mindfulness, what is our intention? We have solitude. In silence, peace prevails. So, staying focused, hold the course. Sometimes we get thrown off our course. If we get thrown off of our course and we forget what our destination is or our intention is, this is the time when we can get quiet. We can journal, we can meditate. Sometimes maybe it helps to visualize. You can do breathing exercises, right? You can go outside into nature. You can distract yourself to invite this clear thinking. The clear thinking, right, literally removes the cobwebs, gets you off that hamster wheel, or provides an opportunity, hopefully, to get you off that hamster wheel. You've got to get yourself to a state of mind where you can process your thoughts, you can focus, and you can concentrate. It is a proven statistic that if you are experiencing stress or diagnosed anxiety, as I have, that sometimes you can have great difficulty focusing on anything. And we've all experienced this when we're reading a book, for example, or a report, and you get stuck on two lines and you can't seem to go back or go forward, and you just keep looking at that same line. And so, you've closed the book, you've walked away, you've tried to distract yourself, and you'll come back to it later. That is the energy that we're getting here with this card. The next element of mindfulness is your attitude, right? Begin now. Take your first steps. This is me in a nutshell. And I'm going to be really honest here. I don't know that when I was first experiencing my anxiety that I understood what I was being asked by the therapist. It's very difficult for me to step outside myself and see the situation for what it was, as opposed to how it was affecting me. My fear was so all-encompassing that I couldn't see. I could not see. All I did was operate from a place of fear. But what if this, but what if that? Well, I could, but everything had a really negative sort of ... if you will, attached to it. And you've heard me say this 100 times, if not 1,000 times. You've got to get yourself with this clear thinking, right, to a state of mind where you're like, just do something that makes you feel productive, that you have a part in your own success, your own accomplishment. Push the stool out. Do something. Doesn't matter what it is. Just do something, because doing something is a sign of hope. It's a sign of belief. It's a sign of encouragement. It is a sign of accomplishment. It gives you that extra oomph that makes you feel like you can actually stay focused and stay on course. If you sit in the arms of what if, but what about that, oh my gosh, this could happen, you are frozen solid, and no movement means no growth. And then 1 becomes 2, and 2 becomes 12. And before you know it, hostage situation in terms of fear, right? It's all about your attitude. Our next card is presence. The gates of triumph. Success expands in your life. I love how Spirit is giving this to us, because this is like literally like 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So I've talked myself into pushing that stool out. And I've set myself up for success by just doing that. By saying, okay, one task, one thing, I've got this. Now I can celebrate and appreciate and love myself up because I did X. And if I can do X, I can do A, and I can do B, and I can do W. I can do it all. The presence is the really like the personification of celebration, right? It is the Mary Tyler Moore show, for those of you that are old enough to know that show. It's a theme song. She's at the end of the show. This is the beginning of like the trailer, I guess you would call it, of the show. And she has moved to a new city. She has no friends. She has no family there. She's out on her own, and it's scary. And all of a sudden, she's throws her hat up, and just this big smile beams off of her face. And it really sort of exemplifies that moment where I got this. I want this. I can do this. This is the believing in yourself, right? Because you had that little taste of success with your attitude. Your attitude has changed, and now you believe. That's the presence. Our last card is insight. Valiant courage. Take action with passion. We've all done this. In one form or another, we've all done this. A tarot card reader gives a really great reading, and someone says, thank you. That was so helpful. You've made a meal for your friends and family, and everyone has raved and said it was the best that they've ever had, and they really, really enjoyed it. Someone looks by your home and they say, wow, your garden is beautiful, or your house is lovely. And you just embrace that. You let that wash over you. You feel elevated. You feel purposeful, right? This is the strength card in tarot for me. This is your super cape. Because now you feel like your feet are firmly planted on the ground and you got this. Nothing is going to get in your way because you've got a taste of joyful, hopeful life. Success, accomplishment, feeling good, feeling confident, feeling empowered. Well, let's pull a postcard from Spirit. So for anyone, I mean, this is a timeless reading, right? For anyone who is feeling down, for anyone who is feeling like, oh, gosh, is anything going to go right? For anyone who is scared, who is going through a struggling or challenging time, I hope that you find this helpful. We've got this lovely, look at this lovely angel with the wings, the sun behind her. Beautiful. Dearest you, there are times that you get lost, but refuse to see your part in things. As I said, happens to everyone. Something feels familiar, but sort of off. If you're feeling confused, it's best to throw away that map that you're using, which only lets you navigate based on your past experiences. That isn't what you need right now. Instead, take a deep breath and open to the truth. A desire to stay in denial means that part of you doesn't want to be responsible for the pattern that's showing up in your life. Yes, this is the right time to wake up and start again. By the way, you will always get another chance. You have unlimited chances to start again. We love you so much. We really do. Be gentle with yourself. Coming out of denial is like being temporarily blinded by super bright lights. Allow your eyes to adjust. Carry on, special one. A beautiful life awaits. Loving you so, so much. Wow. How powerful is that? What a confirmation from Spirit that you got this. That Spirit embraces you, empowers you, encourages you. Outstanding. I hope that this reading helps anyone who may come across it at any time for any reason that they may need it. Thank you for being part of this reading. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. It truly means the world to me to have your support. And I will see you when I see you next. And until then, I wish you many, many blessings. Mwah. Bye for now.